right, welcome guys. I may have to take it slow for a few minutes until more people come in, but I know a lot of you were just on the last call, which was great. I hope you got a lot of your questions answered. This one is going to be all about the business side of things, and I'm really excited. This is one of my greatest passions, is combining wellness with business. Hopefully I can answer a lot of questions and kind of get you guys moving in the right direction. I think everyone's at a kind of a different spot, and so I don't want to go too in depth in like really super crazy stuff because so many of you are just getting started. So I want to make sure to kind of tailor this to as many people as possible. First, how many of you watched my live with Angie? How many of you listened to my IHP Success podcast? Okay, that was all about business development. That's the only reason I ask, is because that was all about using your education for creating businesses and different income streams and all that fun stuff. That one is also worth a listen if you have the time. It's in the link in my bio, but it was on the IHP podcast, which is also pretty cool because not only does Dr. Cabral have his daily podcast, but he has one specifically to talk to IHPs, and it gives it a lot of amazing insight into different aspects of it. Obviously, mine was business related, but there have been so many good ones that specialize in groups or in hormones or whatever your specialty is. So that's a really cool thing for those who currently are IHPs or who aren't yet and want to learn more about it. You can also go and find those. Okay, well, I'm just going to give a super short introduction to myself. My name is Kate Mills. Hello, everybody. And I am an IHP level 2, but I have been running businesses for almost my entire life. I was born into a big family business and kind of learned all the different aspects of management and marketing and sales since a very young age. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I started working with an agency that we work with influencers and businesses to help them build their customer list, to help them build businesses, to help them reach more people. I kind of specialize in alternative revenue streams and also how to, build followings, build your own customer list, social media marketing strategy, fun stuff like that. I also kind of specialize in the back end. So that's why you probably haven't seen my face until this week, is because I prefer to kind of be on the back end, helping other influencers and other businesses do their thing until now, because I've been encouraged to kind of speak out and get my face out there so that I can help more people. I'm here because I truly believe that health coaches have the ability to change the world. And the more people that I can help you reach, the more people we're going to help. And that starts with the foundations of business. And that starts with helping you get clarity and direction so that you can, with confidence, move forward on whatever you decide to. I'm very excited you're here because I'll give you some action steps at the end. You can take plenty of notes, and I'm going to be asking a lot of questions along the way. We're not going to be going around and introducing everybody. We just don't have kind of the time. So I'm mostly going to talk you through some of the ways, and I think a lot of you, unless I'm wrong, maybe raise your hand. How many of you are at the beginning of your business journey? Maybe you aren't certified yet, or you've just been certified and are wanting to get started. Okay, so most of you, which is great. This is the perfect the perfect call then. What I want to do first, I want to ask you a couple things. And I want you to raise your hand when I ask these questions, or the little fake hand. What are you struggling with the most? Is it not being clear on the direction you want to take, or the niche you want to move into? Or, is it really like trouble making decisions and acting on them and the clarity needed to confidently move forward? How many of you are struggling with that? Okay. How many of you are struggling because you're overwhelmed by how much you think it takes to start a business and to build a business? Like, are you overwhelmed by the amount of tasks and the amount of social media you need to do? Does that kind of hold you back from starting? Okay. How about self-confidence? How many of you struggle with not being confident either in your abilities to do the things that you need to do to run a business, or in your knowledge of the material that you're going to be educating on? Okay, great. Perfect. This is what I'm going to help you with today. What I want to start with is there's a lot of really important questions that you need to ask yourself to get started. It's very important to gaining clarity, but also helping you decide on the platforms that you're going to move forward with. Because I understand the social media world can be really overwhelming, and maybe you're just an Instagram user. Maybe that's your personal one platform, but that's actually not the best platform to gain a new audience. And this is, I'm going to go into depth into the strategy and the different platforms and all that in a minute. But the questions that we're about to go through are really, really important for you to answer before you get started, because without answering these things, you're going to try and do too many things at once. Whereas if you answer these, you're going to be able to take real action steps that are going to move you toward your end goal faster. And that's what I want to do, is I want to help you get from A to Z as fast as possible and as easy as possible without going like this all the time and going backward because of the overwhelm or not knowing what to do next. The first question is, what do you actually want to spend your time doing? And this, again, it goes back to, do you want to be doing one-on-one coaching? Do you want to be doing group coaching and helping a lot of people at once? Do you want to be writing content? Do you want to be creating social media posts? Do you want to be recording videos and doing Zoom calls like this on a day-to-day basis? If you could think deep into who you are as a human, what suits you the best? What would bring you joy, and what would you be excited to wake up and do every day? On that same line, what things stress you out and what things do you not want to be doing? I talked about in the last call the fact that I'm an extroverted introvert. My energy is drawn out of me when I work one-on-one with people too much. So I did this at the beginning, but I realized pretty quickly that I wasn't going to be able to be consistent with it and do it every single day. It was too much for me. And I realized that I was much more suited to the back end of things and toward the content creation and toward educating at scale, as opposed to one-on-one, to where I can get just as much or bigger benefit by educating more people at once, whereas the same time would be used to educate one person. This is a huge question that I want you to really think about, is what you want to spend your time doing. So that's question number one. But also, do you want to work for yourself or do you want to work for someone else? Because that time that you're going to spend, either it's an investment into your own future or it's an investment into someone else's future. So with health coaching educations, you can create content for every, wellness-based business out there. Every acupuncturist, every practitioner needs a social media manager. They need a blog writer. They need all those things. But that same time invested in your own business can have a much greater impact long-term. And I'm going to talk in a little bit about creating your own evergreen assets, because asset generation is really, really important and is one of the ways you're going to maximize your time and effort. Thinking about whether you want to work for someone else, which may seem a little more stable, or whether you want to invest your time in building for yourself. So that's question number one that I'd love you to answer later. The next one is, if you are going to do one-on-one coaching, how much time every day do you actually want to spend helping people one-on-one? So do you want to spend 4 hours a day on the coaching side of things, and then only, you end up spending 2 hours on social media? Do you want to spend 6 hours a day? Like, if you actually break down what you want your days to look like and how many people you can see each day, it's going to allow you to plan the rest of your time, because that's where all the fun stuff happens. That's where the selling and building digital courses comes in. That's where the other revenue streams come in and the building of your business. So if you say, okay, I only want to coach 2 people a day, but remember, when you coach people, there's always a lead up period. You have to read through their questionnaires. And then normally you have to provide an action plan afterwards. So you have to build on a good half an hour to 45 minutes around your appointment to complete the deliverables for that appointment and to be as prepared as you possibly can. So it's not just you go in for a 60-minute session and that's it. There's always going to be time around it that you need to build in. So if you recognize on a daily basis how much time you're willing to commit to one-on-one coaching, that's a really important thing. Okay, so the next one is, what problem do you want to help people solve? And this is a massive one because this is the root of all the offers you're going to build. It's the root of the niche you're going to go after. It's the root of every piece of social media content you're going to create, is what's the problem you want to help people solve? And once you identify that, that's when you can start to build out the ways to help people solve that problem faster. So I always like to work in roadmaps, whether it's business, whether it's health and wellness. I always say, how do you get people from A to Z? So for instance, if you want to help people with weight loss, if that's the problem you want to help people solve, there are 50 things that you can do to help get them there. What are all those things? So the best thing you could possibly do for yourself getting started in a business is recognize the problem you're solving, and then make a list of every possible thing you can think of that will get them to their end result faster. Whether that's, one component is exercise, one component is diet, one component is balancing hormones, one component is, whatever it is. There are tools, there are templates, there are checklists that will help get that customer to their end goal faster. And I want you to create a list of those. Weight loss may not have been the best example, but for instance, if it's just helping the chronically ill feel better, if that's the problem you want to solve, is you want to help them reduce their pain. There are countless things. There are breathing exercises, like all the little things can be turned into a framework, can be turned into a offer and be part of your revenue streams down the line. So you may only be able to help them one-on-one with half of those things. Then what can you provide them? What tools can you provide them afterward to help them get there faster? So those turn into your offers down the line. Okay, so that's that one. And then another one is, again, going deep into who you are and what type of content are you the most confident in producing that you could do on a daily basis? Are you more confident in writing, being on video, or audio? It's a really important thing because the key with social media and the key with promotion is consistency. So if you think, oh, I'm going to be, doing videos every single day, I'm going to be recording podcasts, but then deep down, it's really difficult for you. And it's something that you have a massive roadblock for, then getting started down that route wasn't the best option. If you're a writer, you prefer not to be in front of a camera or whatever it is, then really hone in on that content medium. So deciding which one makes the most sense for who you are and what you want to be doing, and what's also the simplest for you. If it's easier to record a 90-second video, or if it's easier to write a 10-paragraph blog. You'd be surprised how many people would say blog because they don't want to put their face on video. Okay, so that's another one. And then the next question to help you determine what revenue streams you want to move forward with is how many people you want to help. This is a really important one because if you're happy just helping 100 people, then you can fill your virtual coaching clinic with 100 people and you could help them and you could work with them really, really in depth and really personally. But if you are someone who has a bigger vision and you want to help thousands of people, you want to reach millions of people, then the business structure that you choose needs to allow that to happen. So we're going to go into those in a minute, but making the decision, really thinking like how much and how many people do you want to help? Do you want to change the world and try and reach millions of people? Or are you more comfortable on a smaller scale, not putting your face out there, working really intimately with a smaller group of people? Okay. And then so this is a really important one. And this goes back to the confidence and the building your belief that you are capable of doing this, because you are all capable of pretty much doing anything you set your mind to, because you have the ability to fill your skill gaps. The internet's full of education and skills that you can develop that will help you, like I said, get to your end goal faster. So then what is your end goal? I want you to set 2 of them. I want you to set a 1-year goal, and I want you to set a 5-year goal. And I want you to be very specific. I want you to say, by the end of 2023, I will have helped 500 people improve, lower their pain by providing health coaching, or I will have reached $100,000 in income from health coaching by working one-on-one with people, or, something along those lines. I want you to be super specific about it. And I want you to have a 1-year and a 5-year goal. And then I want you to also look at what life is going to be like once you've reached that goal. These are very important because as we get down closer to the action items, the belief that you can do it is so important to actually waking up every day and moving yourself forward. It's really easy to just wake up and do the same things every day and not move yourself toward that goal, because we're all busy. We've all got a million things happening. But if you say, I'm going to make $100,000 by the end of the year, and you remind yourself every time you wake up, and you remind yourself right before you go to bed, it's going to be deep in your subconscious. And so you're going to have this deep belief that it's going to happen, and you're going to do anything it takes to get you there. And that's what it takes to actually take action and to move forward on your to-do list. So that's one. And then, do you all believe, like I said, you're capable of meeting these goals? Because one of my greatest passions, and I believe is a superpower, is my ability to learn. I absolutely love to learn. And if I am missing something in my toolbox, my skill set, I will learn it so that I am more confident in my ability to deliver it. If you don't believe you're capable of reaching $100,000, what skill are you missing that's holding you back from that? What's got you believing that you're not capable? Is it that you don't know how to write emails? Is it that you feel uncomfortable on camera? Is it that you have failed in business before? What is it that's holding you back? And what skills could you add to your toolkit to build your confidence? So I run multiple businesses, and I work with a lot of different people. I've got so many plates spinning, and I wouldn't have been capable of doing this if I hadn't have taken online courses in pretty much every skill you could imagine. I want to be confident in what I'm doing. So I will take courses on copywriting. I will take courses on email headers. I will take literally a course on everything that I'm not confident in so that I can go into it and be able to hold my own, but also deliver for myself and for others at the level that I know I'm capable of. And so I encourage you all to recognize what skills you believe you're missing, that if you developed those skills, if you took an online course, if you read a couple books on that one subject, it would take away your disbelief that you're not capable, and it would give you confidence every single day to move forward with that. And I know, having an IHP education really gives you the confidence in your knowledge of your ability to help people. But on the business side of things, there's so many different components involved. There's, like I said, the building of the business, which is the basics, getting an LLC set up, getting your accounting set up, doing normal things that build the business. Then there's, the management of clients, but then there's the promotion and customer acquisition and the social media. We're going to talk in a minute about the different social platforms and how you decide which ones to move forward on. But then once you make that decision, master that program. Take a $25 course on Instagram that'll tell you how to reach more people. There are online courses out there, free ones, paid ones, mastery level ones, for literally anything you could ever possibly want to learn. And I encourage you to do that, because that's what's given me the confidence to move forward and run so many businesses and help in a way that I'm able to help you guys. Again, identifying what it is that you are not confident in and building and filling that skill gap. That's what it is. It's a skill gap. The next one is, how many of you looked through or read my monetization guide that was downloaded when you signed up for my email? So my guide had a list of all the different types of ways that you can make money. And so I encourage anyone who hasn't looked at that yet to go back and do that, because when you are certified as a health coach, like I said, you can work one-on-one with people. You can work as you can do group coaching, you can do group detoxes, you can do all of kind of the normal ones that everyone thinks about. What I'm excited to talk about is how you can maximize your time while adding a couple additional revenue streams that can allow you to be making money while you sleep, which I think is one of the big goals for everybody, is like to have that reciprocal income that you're doing the work once, yet you're going to make money, like I said, while you sleep and for life based off of it. So if you look back at my guide, you'll see I talk about affiliate marketing. I talk about network marketing. I talk about turning yourself into a content creator, because even just being a content creator, platforms will pay you to post content on their platforms. So, that's actually an interesting revenue stream if, like I said, you can be consistent. Then there's creating content for other people. So working with acupuncture clinics, working with other businesses to help them build their business. Then there's being a group moderator, or like Jeanette here is one of our wonderful IHP moderators in our Access Your Rise community. She's doing exactly that. But the one that I like the most and I want to talk the most about today is digital assets and evergreen assets. And so I really encourage you all to look in depth at that guide and start to highlight the items that resonate the most with you. I talked a minute ago about investing your time in yourself or investing your time in someone else. Investing your time in someone else gives you, stability right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I highly encourage you to also invest time in yourself and your business, because what I'm about to talk about on the evergreen asset side of things is that you can do something once and spend 2 hours on it, and you're never going to have to touch it again. And it's going to make you money forever. And this is what I really focus on with my clients and my businesses, is creating evergreen assets. Hopefully, again, it's really like trying to narrow that down, because you don't want to go after all of them. What I'm going to encourage you to do after this call is choose one. I don't want you to look at all 30 of them and try and do all of them. That's what's going to cause the overwhelm. So I encourage you to choose one and dive in headfirst into that one. Okay, great. So I want to talk about one of the most important components to any business. Doesn't matter if it's an e-commerce business, a coaching business. The most important thing in your business is your customer base. It is people you work with, the community you've built. And there are two types of customers and traffic. There's owned traffic and there's borrowed traffic. And this is where there's a big difference between social media and an email list or an SMS list. What you want to do as a business owner is focus on building your own customer list. So you're going to be trying to build your community on Instagram or whatever community platform you build. But what if Instagram goes away? All your work is gone. It's all gone. All those people will never find you again. You are completely reliant on these platforms to continue to run. And you are, because of the holistic nature of what we're doing, you're at a much higher risk of getting your account banned than pretty much anyone else. The most important thing is from day one of running your business to start building your email and SMS lists from day one. And I'm going to talk about some of the ways to do that in a moment. But it's so important because if Instagram's gone, Facebook's gone, TikTok's gone, you own those customers. And every email is a customer and a human. And so once you move that customer into your email and into your SMS, you then nurture them and you provide value. And again, I'll talk about that more in a minute, but I wanted you to explain the difference between owned traffic and borrowed. And pretty much every platform out there, other than your email and your SMS list, are borrowed traffic that can go away in an instant. So you could spend the next year building up 100,000 Instagram followers and they shut you down the next day. If you didn't, you will be kicking yourself if you weren't gathering those emails along the way. And your email list ends up being usually your most loyal customers. And that's, like I said, we're going to talk about how to nurture them in a moment. So then I'm going to dive into the difference between platforms, because there's two things you really want to focus on. You want to focus on nurturing your current customers and following, and you want to focus on building and finding new customers. So there are three types of platforms out there. There's outreach platforms. platforms, there's nurturing platforms, and there's compounding platforms. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is have one nurturing platform, which is Instagram. Instagram is a very powerful nurturing platform. It means, they're going to get to know you in your daily life. You're going to be providing a lot of value to them through your Instagram, through stories. And that's where you're going to gain your most loyal customers and clients is through Instagram. But Instagram makes it really hard to grow. And it makes it really hard to reach. And like I said, they're trying to shut down a lot of holistic people. So what you want to do is you want to focus on one of two outreach platforms as well. And the two best outreach platforms in the world right now are TikTok and Pinterest. They're both very different, but so unbelievably powerful that you're going to gain a huge following on both platforms, and you're going to gain a ton of free traffic. I don't know how many of you use Pinterest, but Pinterest is a search engine. It's not a social platform. Pinterest, you never have to show your face. It is a unbelievably powerful platform for driving traffic to your website or to your offers or to your social media or to a video you just put out. The difference is that on Instagram, one post lasts maybe 2 days at most. On Facebook, it's 1 day. You might reach 50 people. The same post on Pinterest can last 2 months to 2 years. So that work that you did to create that post is going to work for you for the next 2 months to 2 years on Pinterest. And it's going to drive traffic wherever you point those pins. Now, I'm not going to give you a masterclass on Pinterest right now, other than telling you how unbelievably powerful it is for driving traffic to whatever you want to send traffic to. TikTok is an incredible outreach platform that the algorithm still allows you to reach a lot of people based on how good your video is. And TikTok is all about education now. It's not people dancing. Yes, some people dance, but a lot of it is about education. And it's about quickly educating people on their problems. So if you're working on social and you're putting out all these videos and you're not getting any traction, one of the big reasons for that is you're probably putting out educational content, not problem-aware content. You want to put out problem-aware content. Most people don't even know they have a problem. Yes, people with chronic illnesses know they have a problem. And so you're going to hook those people by talking about the problem right up front. Whereas most of your audience doesn't really recognize that they have a problem. And so if you're putting content out that's just, here's the components of broccoli, that's not what people are really going to engage with. They're going to engage with, are you having liver issues, or are you super tired all the time, or, whatever you're going to really hook them. They're going to watch your entire video, which is going to push it out to more people. And they're going to go to your profile and again, be funneled into your other platforms and into your email list. Those are the two biggest outreach platforms right now. Facebook, honestly, it's good to have a business Facebook page to kind of be a home. And if you want to run paid ads at some point, it's a good option, but you're not going to reach many people. If you're mostly trying to work with your friends and family, because that's where a lot of Facebook, people live, it's the friends and family, then it makes sense, but you're not going to reach new audiences, hands down, not going to reach new audiences. So the new audiences are going to be on Pinterest and TikTok. There are obviously other platforms, but those are by far the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck, or the most for your time. The third type of platform is a compounding platform. And this is where you create one piece of content that will continue to get views and listens for the next 10, 20 years. It provides even more long-term benefit than even Pinterest, because these two are podcasts and YouTube. YouTube, you post one video to YouTube, you may not get a lot of traction initially, but as long as you keyword it, you'll get just compounding views for 10, 20 years to come. And if you put your links in your bio, then it will send traffic to your website, send traffic to your affiliate programs, and build your audience. Again, I don't want to do a masterclass on building your audience. I just wanted to give you some of the basics so you understand that the platforms are very different for what they're used for. And publishing the same content on all of them is not going to have the same benefit. You're going to have the most benefit from starting on TikTok with video, reposting your video to multiple platforms, as well as Pinterest. You can use the exact same video, and it's going to all drive traffic to whatever you're trying to sell. And that will lead me into how to make money with all these things. Again, a big part of the plan here is to build your audiences, nurture them, turn them into owned customers, because you want them on your email list, you want your SMS list, and then you can promote and sell things through your newsletter as well as on these other platforms. So it's just another platform for you of your most loyal customers. And it allows you to share affiliate links. It allows you to sell offers. So we're gonna go into some of those ideas now. I think we've had a few more people come in, and I can't go in depth into all the different ways to make money because I put those ideas into my download. But what I want to focus on is building evergreen assets, because evergreen assets are what are going to actually make you money. So there are a lot of different types of evergreen assets. And everyone who owns a business should have a few different ones. You should have a website of some sort, which could include a blog, which I highly recommend for affiliate purposes. You should have an email list, which you will need some way to have people sign up for your email list. You should have an SMS list because SMS actually gets the highest conversion. You should have a freebie download of some form. And I'll talk about this in a second, but this is how you get people's emails, because like I said, your most valuable asset is your email, is the email address. Mm-hmm. And you should have something to sell. What you can sell is an online course, it's a checklist, it's a diet plan, it's a recipe book, it's an ebook for something, it's, your consulting. You can create all these different offers. And that goes back to the very beginning of this conversation where I asked you, what's the problem you want to solve? All of the answers to that turn into your offers. So if you are solving stress, you can create what's called a value ladder. And that's all the different things on this list that will help them get to their end goal faster. That, like I said, could be a 2-hour online course that walks them through all the foundations of it. And you could sell that for between $49 and $2,000. Online courses are incredible because you don't have to have this full production studio. If you're confident when you're talking about, you can build the modules in the order that makes sense. Again, taking someone from A to Z. That's what an online course does. Takes someone from A to Z. So you lay out what the core steps are to getting someone there. What are the core components? Is one diet? Is one exercise? Is one stress reduction? Is one whatever it is? You lay out those modules, and then you lay out the pieces underneath it, and then you record micro videos. So creating an online course you could do in a weekend. It's not as big of a production as a lot of people think. Now, if you want to have a very valuable online course, what you'd also want to do is create checklists and tools to go along with each of those modules. So in the diet module, maybe you provide a meal plan, or you provide an online course is a really great option. And the market is not too saturated. That's another thing. A lot of people think, why would someone watch my online course? Why, there's so many people out there doing this. It doesn't matter. You have your audience. And this is where nurturing your audience is so important, is if you have 500 people on your email list and you're providing them value every week and you're helping them with free tools, they will then want to purchase from you when you offer them something that's going to help them on their journey. So you're creating that relationship, and they will want to buy from you because they trust you. You've built up your authority. They aren't out there looking for an online course. You are putting something in front of them that's going to help them. And so then you promote this online course on your social media. You drive traffic to it through Pinterest, through TikTok, through stories on Instagram. That traffic will start to generate revenue. And with the compounding impact that I talked about, you will start to make money while you sleep on this online course. And then once you get that customer who just purchased your online course, what are the other things you can offer them to help them, again, move toward their end goal faster? And there are unlimited options. That's just one example of a digital asset that can make you money forever. And then let's say you want to scale. People are loving your course. You are really happy with it. You've perfected it, you've added more things, and you want to scale and make more money. The wonderful thing about that is maybe you spend 2 days building that online course that now, after you've sold the first 5, you've paid for all your time to build it. Now everything else is pure profit. So that means you could master Facebook ads, do a 2-hour course on Facebook ads and create a Facebook ad, because it's if 100% of your course is now pure profit, then if you even spend $1 and make $2, you will never have to work again a day in your life, as long as you understand how to run Facebook ads. If you can spend $30 to get a customer who just paid you $149, you're in incredible shape, and you can just continue to scale. So this is where I asked, what your goal is. Do you want to make $100,000? Do you want to make $5 million? You can do all of that with digital assets and a small skill set that you can learn for free, because you can take free Facebook classes. You can take free Google classes. There's so many free courses out there that take you 2 hours that then allow you to scale and make money for the rest of your life from that one asset that you created. Like I said, there's unlimited options for you. The online course is one example. There's a lot of simpler options that you could do much faster. So for instance, I love the digital download option, because you can do toolkits, you can do checklists, you can do journals, you could build a journal, you can do all these things, put them on your website, put them at the link in your bio, and drive traffic to it. Like I said, you'll start to make money while you sleep. And if you want to really maximize that to where you are not responsible for driving all of your own personal traffic, because that's the other thing. If you're not focusing on the compounding platforms, if you're focusing on just Instagram, for instance, it means that if you're not posting stories with your link, there's no one visiting your website. You are responsible 100% for driving that traffic. If instead you want to get traffic while you sleep, that's when you focus on the search engines, which are Pinterest and Google and YouTube. YouTube's also a search engine. And so if you focus on search engines, which are, again, the compounding platforms, and you learn the basics of SEO, which could take you 2 hours, you can then get organic traffic from these platforms for years to come, to where you are no longer the only source of traffic. It's an interesting web, but if you understand how each of these platforms works and what its primary function is, and just the couple skills you need to be able to manage them and build them, you're going to be able to create that long-term revenue stream for yourself based on between 2 hours and 20 hours of work, which is what it takes to build a digital asset. So again, if you go back to my monetization guide that has all those ideas for you, there are so many types of digital assets you can create. If you have a Canva account, they give you templates for all of it. All you got to do is plug in your colors, plug in your logo, and adjust the content. Could take you maybe 2 hours. And then you download it, you upload it into your link in your bio, which, if you saw the one that you signed up for this for, is an incredible tool that allows you to sell your downloads without a lot of work. It's actually super simple. I've been doing this a long time, and this is the best tool that I've found for that. It doesn't require a lot of tech knowledge. It just allows you to sell simple downloads, collect emails, things like that. Then with all the traffic going to your bio and to that link, you're going to start to convert, because the average conversion rate is between 3 to 10%, depending on how engaged your audience is. That's something I highly recommend everyone set up who's starting their own business, is the website, the freebie digital asset that you're trading for someone's email, the paid digital asset, which can range from $2 to $2,000. It really depends how valuable your asset is. But once you build your first one, then you start to build more, because that same client, you know what their problem is. And so you can help them get to the end result faster by providing more tools. So as long as you really understand your client and what they need, you can build these tools and sell them to them. And then once you have that email list, that allows you also to promote your products and to sell affiliate products, because that's another thing. When you look at this big web, you've got your social, you've got your search engines, you've got your Instagram. Signing up for affiliate programs that you use their products every day is one of the easiest ways to start making money. You know, if you believe in products that you have used for a while, or you just started using, but you're loving how it's working for you, affiliate marketing is one of the most powerful ways with all platforms, with your email, with Pinterest, to create that side income for yourself. Again, I want you to go back and look at my download, because I gave you a lot of tips for what to look for in an affiliate program. One of my clients has 150 partners, and you'd be surprised how many of them actually don't have good programs. Most of their programs aren't actually beneficial for the affiliate marketer. However, there are 5 to 10 that you do the work once and you benefit from it for life. If you look back at the guide, I give you lots of ideas for that. It's, you know, making sure there's a long cookie length, making sure you are getting lifetime commissions, to where, like I said, you do the work once and you benefit forever, as opposed to working so hard to sell something that you're making $4 off of. That's not really going to be worth your time. Once you have, let's say, 5 to 10 affiliate programs set up, and you've got your website, you've got your social platforms, you promote them and you talk about authentically how you use them, not in a super salesy way. You talk about how you use them authentically in your Instagram stories. You create Pinterest pins, driving traffic directly to those affiliate links. You create TikToks talking about them. But one of the most powerful ways to actually promote affiliate links that is going to give you that free traffic is writing blogs. One of the things I recommend to every business that I help get started is to create 5 blogs for yourself on your website. All you need is really 5 to get started. You could start with less. But I highly recommend writing 5 blogs around your topic or your niche. So I want you to go to a website called answerthepublic.com. It's one of the most incredible websites you'll find, because you type in your niche and it pops out all the questions everyone in the world is asking. It's absolutely an invaluable tool, and it's free. So you go to this website, type in detox, and then it's going to tell you what everyone is asking. And those turn into your keywords in your blog. And they turn into the questions that you answer on your social media. So you can go there and you can write down 30 questions that the world is asking. And then you decide, I'm going to create 4 blogs around this or 5 blogs around it. Here's the affiliate product to put in each blog. And then you're going to work in those keywords. So that is what is going to get you all the free traffic from Google and from Pinterest and from all these platforms. Is the keywords will drive traffic to your site, and you will sell those affiliate products without having to do any additional work. Now, I highly recommend you driving traffic to your website through your social channels, especially with complicated products. So for instance, a lot of you are Angie followers. She promotes ASEA. ASEA is a very complicated product that most people don't understand. And so when she sends people directly to their website, most people don't buy because it doesn't explain well enough what they do. So we created a blog style landing page for her that breaks down, like, what is ASEA? Why do we use it? And how can it benefit you? And now she drives all of her traffic to that landing page, which encourages a lot more people to order because we've answered their questions and we've solved their problem with this product. I would encourage you with those 5 affiliate programs and those 5 blogs to address people's problems, to use keywords, and to work in your affiliate links. Because like I said, this is where you're going to maximize your time. It might take you 3 hours to write a blog. That's going to make you $20,000 over the next 3 years. It's a platform that not enough or not as many people are using. So there's a lot of room in the blogging space and in the Google space to rank high and get your blog seen. You just need to put it out there. The longer it's out there, the more it ranks on Google and the more free traffic you're going to get. I know I'm kind of throwing a lot at you guys. So I'm recording this, so you can rewatch it later. But I really want you to understand how important traffic is, because without traffic, you're not going to get new eyeballs. Without traffic, you're not going to sell affiliate products. And I don't want you relying 100% on Instagram stories, because maybe you only have 100 followers on Instagram. Now, if those are really engaged followers, that's really powerful. You can make more money with 100 to 200 engaged customers than you can with 5,000 who aren't engaged. So I don't want you to lose hope there. There is absolutely a way for you to turn those followers into customers, but you need to be reaching new eyeballs. And that's where utilizing these other platforms is so important, is doing the work once, having traffic go there forever. This also, I want to give one other tip. It kind of goes back to TikTok and starting with video. So TikTok may not be your platform. That's okay. But right now, everything is about video. Everything is about short videos with captions that hook you in the first 3 seconds. The hook is so important. Do not spend the first 10 seconds introducing yourself. No matter what you do not spend that time introducing yourself. You need to hook the person in so that they keep watching. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. And the rest of the video, they won't even watch. So if you create 30 to 90-second videos that have a good hook at the beginning that addresses the person's problem, not here's 5 ways to, do something. It's more like, here's how to reduce or are you stressed? Here's what I did to reduce my stress. It's just adjusting the way that you're communicating so it's problem focused. But I'm going to go back to the video, where it starts with video. There is an incredible program out there called repurpose.io that allows you to take one video and repurpose it onto like 8 different platforms. What it does, usually you start with a TikTok video, but it allows you to take that one video, it takes off the TikTok mark, posts it to Instagram Reels, it posts it to Pinterest idea pins, it posts it to Facebook, it posts it to all these different platforms at once. So instead of you having to do the work individually, you're getting all of it done with the click of a button. And again, this is one of the resources I provided in my free guide because it just saves you a ton of time. And that's really the goal, because you don't want to spend your time on things that aren't moving you forward, making you money, or helping people. And so if you're spending all your time editing a video, or you're spending all your time trying to post on all these platforms and it takes you an hour, that's a total waste of an hour. Use one of these pieces of technology because your time is very, very valuable. And you might think, oh, it's $30 a month. That's a lot. But no, the amount of time you're going to spend trying to post to other platforms is much more valuable. And if you can use that time instead to build your business, build new blogs, create Pinterest pins. Interestingly, one of the things I also recommend is finding a contractor on Fiverr or Upwork to help you with some of these ways of driving traffic that may not need to be done by you. Once you have one of these revenue streams, or once you're already coaching, you can hire someone on Fiverr for $10 to create 30 to 100 Pinterest pins for you. You give them your specs, you give them your branding colors, you give them the links you want promoted, and they create all those pins for you and post them for you. It saves you so much time. And so if you really recognize how valuable your time is, hiring some contractors to do some of this work for you and get your name out, will be really valuable and help you make more money, because the more time you personally can spend creating content or engaging with your audience or writing emails, the farther forward you're going to get on your journey. So again, it's Fiverr or Upwork is where you can find those people. We use plenty of contractors for different components of our businesses because Pinterest is so valuable and it does not require your face. That's a huge one. Then almost anyone can create those pins for you and post those pins for you. Pinterest is very underrated. Most people don't understand how powerful it is because it's a search engine just like Google. And so people are literally going on there and searching for exactly what you're talking about and what you can help them with. It's just a free traffic source that's going to drive hundreds of thousands of clicks a year if you can be consistent with it. Okay, so we got the next one is, once you've got these tools, you've got your freebie download, you've got your paid tool. The other big important one, like I said, is gathering emails and creating your email welcome series. How do you gather emails? A couple ways. One, you create an opt-in form on your website, which we've all seen because they're on every single website. You need a autoresponder program to do that. And I provided my favorites in my download. You need an autoresponder program, and you connect that form to your website. And again, you want to offer value. No one's going to opt in if you're not providing them something. Your email is very valuable. Getting access to someone's inbox is a privilege. And so people aren't giving it up freely. To entice someone to trust you with their email, you need to provide them value. And that's, again, where the freebie download comes in, is 10 tips for improving your gut health, or it's, the monetization guide like you guys downloaded, or it's, a checklist for healthy living, whatever your niche is. Really figure out what people coming to you would want and what you can provide them that's worth that email. And so once you've got that, two things you can do. Like I said, you can create the form on your website, and when someone opts in, you email them, welcoming them and say, hey, here's your download, and you link to your download. That's one of the simple ways to do it. The other way is to use the link in bio like I have. So that's a really cool program, like I talked about, and it's one of the only ones. Linktree doesn't let you or give you the ability to have someone download something directly from it. So this one, you actually can ask for their email, their phone number, and they can download it, and it'll automatically email them right away with that download. If you have your download in your bio, you will actually convert at a much higher rate than sending someone to your website. So I highly recommend setting up a really, really good bio link with that download. And then once you have your paid offer, you can use that as well. But again, there are a lot of link in bio programs. Linktree is the most well-known one, but it has the least capabilities. The one I use is called Stan, and it has a lot of capability. You can even, book consultations through it. I don't have that available because I don't do one-on-one consultations, but you can actually set it up to where someone can, and it connects to your calendar, your coaching calendar. So you can have people schedule appointments with you directly from the link in your bio. So that's one of my biggest recommendations, is you're going to funnel people into Instagram. You're going to nurture them. You're going to drive them to the link in your bio, which is going to have your freebie download. It's going to have whatever that digital asset is that you're selling. And then if you are offering one-on-one coaching, you can have them pay for and schedule it directly through this link. So it's really a powerful platform. Again, all these links and the tools that I recommend for literally everything are in that monetization guide I emailed you. That's the best way to start collecting emails. And then once you've got the emails, then you send a newsletter once a week, or you really start to nurture them and provide them value. Because again, once you offer them something, which is either your one-on-one coaching or it's your digital asset, you want to have provided a lot of free information first. Okay, well, I've gone into quite a lot, and I am assuming, does anyone have any questions? I've kind of thrown a lot at you, but I wanted to give you a really good overview of how to set yourself up, what the most important things are to get yourself going. You know, I provided tools in my freebie download of like, you know, you need your LLC, you need your accounting program, all those if you're doing the coaching side of things. But if you're working on creating additional revenue streams, like I said, there's a lot of ideas there, but the core components of what I just talked about, driving traffic, nurturing and building your customer list and your customer base, turning them into an owned customer base, and then nurturing, educating, giving before you sell. And then you can continue to increase your offers, whether it's affiliate links, whether it's new courses, whatever it is. Those customers are 10 times more likely to purchase from you if they've purchased from you before. So those you turn into lifetime customers. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be putting together a mentorship program for anyone who wants us to help them kind of go from A to Z and walk you through more of these things, because I just kind of gave you the what to do. I didn't really give you a lot of the how. So, you know, the how is much more in depth and takes a lot more time on each of these individual programs. But if you can start answering these questions for you that I gave you at the beginning and get clarity, then the roadmap becomes much straighter and simpler, and you just need to move forward slowly on each action item and you'll get to the end goal faster. So if you stay on my newsletter list, I will be emailing out all those details and I'll be providing lots of tools and information, you know, upcoming. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.